I wanted to make a video today about being all-inclusive. So we've been discussing being still, we've discussed the hyphen, and once again, this is just me reporting live from that space of being. And again, on this journey, my goal on this journey, my goal has been to trust in the security of my being more. So what I mean by that is, despite what thought may come up, despite what emotion may come up, despite what reaction may come up, if I diffuse the actual energy or the importance of it, and I hope I'm saying that right. Is it diffuse or diffuse or diffuse? Y'all know what the hell I'm saying. If I take the level of importance of the reaction of anything off the pedestal, and I simply identify with the fact that I am aware of being aware of the reaction or of the emotion or of the thought or of the way that this circumstance or subject or a conversation or person or job or loved one or friend or spouse makes me feel, if I can step back and identify with the fact that I am aware of being aware of those things and how they make me feel and what thoughts arise while in those things, if I keep choosing that through repetition, if I keep choosing that, eventually I will come to know that I can still move in the direction of where I want to go despite the circumstance. And I am going to discuss with you all today a conversation that I had with ChatGPT, and it's about a specific book, and I will read it to you all once I move over to that part of the video. But for right now, I want you to think to yourself about what I'm saying to you. To be above all illusion is to know that God is in all things. These things only exist, or these thoughts only come up because you desire something. Scary thoughts even, such as, what if I don't have enough to pay fill in the blank? You think like that, or if that thought comes up to you from a sense of mastery, I want you to mimic your awareness. Be aware that you are aware of this thought. And all you can, and this is very simple. If you don't understand what I'm saying when I mean that, just ask yourself, when you have that thought, am I aware? You're going to say yes. And then ask yourself, am I aware of being aware? And again, you're going to say yes. And I got this from Anila Reddy. So shout out to her. I watched her video about this, and it made perfect sense. It just clicked to me, because if we want to rise or elevate above illusions, then we need to be all inclusive like God, because God knows that it's in all of it and knows that all of it is relevant and it all needs to exist, because there's infinite possibilities. There's infinite ways that this can go. They're all just manifestations of your desires. You're thinking those things because resistance, like Abraham Hicks says, resistance is asking. First you ask. That's step one. 2 is not your job. That's God's. That's awareness job. You don't make anything happen. You are just a focuser, which is step 3, feeling good. Caring enough about how you feel. You know what feels really good? When you don't give a shit about the circumstances. You don't give a shit about what thought comes up in your mind. None of that shit matters. You identify with the awareness that is aware of that shit, not the shit itself. Do you hear me? And I want to get this out to you all before my damn phone overheats, because this fucking sun is beaming on here right now. But yeah, come on, somebody. I know you hear what I'm saying to you right now. Fuck them thoughts. Stop letting them put you in a chokehold. I know they're scary. Are you aware of them? And are you aware that you are aware of them? That's all I want you to ask yourself. And every time you have it, just keep choosing. I promise you, your awareness, even if you don't know what you're doing, you just asking yourself the question, because your awareness is infinite intelligence and you are placing your awareness on that question. You ask the question enough in your mind, I promise you, you will get an answer. That is a knock on the door. I'm asking you something. Hello, I'm right here. Am I aware? Am I aware of being aware? The simple fact that you are aware enough to choose to even ask yourself those questions in the moment that you feel these negative thinkings or emotions, or what you label as negative. Remember, these are labels. These are labels. Who told you that? I know they feel like something, but that's because of how you have already established a bond or identified with them. And what I want you to do is do the ultimate trust fall with me right now. I know we've discussed this before, but it looks like the fall gets deeper and deeper and deeper. I want you to not give a fuck about that anymore. Throw that out the window. It does not matter. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter anymore. You are above that. Even that can't keep you from getting what you want. Even that can't keep you from getting what you want. Let me say it louder for the people in the back. Even your negative emotions, even your negative thinkings, those things that you keep trying to keep so straight and perfect and in alignment, that is resisting resistance. You are efforting against resistance, causing more resistance. It took me it took me a long time to really understand what I'm telling y'all right now. This is it. That's the key to all of this. We trying to fight against everything to be perfect like God when we are already perfect because we're God. Do you get what I'm saying to you? And because you're already perfect, because you're God, there's nothing for you to do but to identify with your nature. And your nature is the observer of these things. Stop being afraid of your thinking. Stop being afraid of your emotions and thinking that because I don't have the proper thinking, or because I'm not happy-go-lucky, positive thinking or positive emotion, I don't have the right emotion, I can't get what I want. No, the next time you think or feel that way, I want you to say, so I can still get what I want. Because if there's infinite possibilities, you mean to tell me that there's not a possibility in 8 billion worlds, like Nero says, shout out to Nero, in 8 billion worlds, there's not a possibility where you're going through exactly this, you're feeling exactly this, you're thinking exactly these thoughts, and you still get what you want? You mean to tell me that, oh, this is an unlimited reality, but there's no reality where you can feel like this, think like this, and get what you want? How is, where, that's a limit then? That's not right. That's a limit. You're limiting me. You're limiting yourself when you think like that. That is a limit. Because that means that it's not limitless. And we all know in this community that that's one of the first things that they tell you. And which would make perfect sense, because why would God be restricted? Why is awareness restricted? That's why it's in all things. The problem is you label things as good and bad. God knows that they're all existing and it's all relevant. And it's not irrelevant to it in a way of, oh, I don't care, or I don't, whatever with them. It's not that. It's a confidence, a certainty that all is well. I got this. It's a balance. It's nature. That's all it is. And in the midst of whatever, if you can choose to be that, there is a liberation in that. There is a rising. There is an evolving in that. There is an elevating in that. To face whatever and say, so I can still get what I want, is a freedom. I don't give a fuck. And I've never felt better. Because, yeah. Why not? If everything is possible, then it's possible for me to have this perspective of a reality. And it's already working. I'm moving towards something personally, and I feel so good about it. And I'm just going to keep going. And I've noticed in the midst of it, those old man thinking, you know, when they say die to the old self, the old man thinking would come up. It does. It absolutely does. But this time, because I was so confident that, you know, let me get this out the sun. But this time, because I was so confident that I can identify with who I actually am for real. And that's exactly what I did. So I started to identify with my awareness more. It's almost like tattletelling if you think about it. But in a subtle way. It's like, ooh, you see that? See? Get him. Like, that's kind of how I felt every time I would, like, just remind myself I am aware that I am aware. It's me letting my awareness know, like, look, see that? I'm not identifying with that. I'm identifying with you. I came to get you because of that. I'm just letting you know that I'm aware of this right now. But I'm not identifying with this shit. I'm moving forward. I still want this. That's why I'm telling you to say so I can still get what I want. Okay? So I am going to read the discussion between me and ChatGPT, and it's pretty much playing above the game. And I think that it'll be beneficial to us as a community, as a whole, as soul siblings, to actually understand this and process it. Not only process it, but live by it. And just see what happens. Because I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. I really, really am. So but yeah, let me know and enjoy the conversation, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. All right, let's begin. Playing above the game, the power of being all-inclusive. So I was having a conversation with ChatGPT, and then I got a YouTube notification that Nero posted a short, I believe. This was yesterday. And he was mentioning the Bhagavad Gita. And I've never read this book before, but I've always heard it in the manifestation community, law of attraction, deliberate creating, intending, etc. So I got an idea based on the conversation that I was having, my realizations and just processing my thinking, etc. So I said, Chat, compare my realization, my thinking, and what I'm saying in regards to being all-inclusive to Bhagavad Gita. And this is its response. So let's begin. What if I told you that the key to effortless manifestation isn't about resisting negative thoughts, fighting doubts, or fixing yourself, but about being all-inclusive? What if the moment you stop labeling experience as good or bad, you unlock the ultimate freedom to have whatever you want? This is what it means to play above the game, to exist at a level where you no longer struggle with reality, but direct it effortlessly. And this is exactly what the Bhagavad Gita and many other spiritual texts have pointed to all along. Number 1, the secret to manifestation: stop resisting, start accepting. Many people believe they have to be in the perfect state to manifest, free of doubt, full of positivity, and aligned 24/7. This is what I mean when I'm saying happy-go-lucky all the damn time. It's not necessary, okay? But this belief creates resistance because it makes you fight against natural thoughts and emotions. Instead, the moment you realize, so what if I have doubt? I can still have what I want. So what if I feel resistance? I can still manifest my desires. So what if my emotions aren't perfect? I am beyond them. You free yourself from resistance altogether. This aligns with Bhagavad Gita 2:47, where Krishna tells Arjuna, again, I've never read the book before, you have a right to perform your prescribed duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your actions. Do not be attached to the results of your work, but also do not avoid action. Krishna is saying take action, but let go of the struggle. Move towards what you want, but release the need to fix yourself first. You are already perfect for the receiving of your desires. A lot of the times the problem is when you think to go towards it, every thought about how hard it's going to be, all of the things that you have to do, how difficult it may be, the fear of it not working out, etc., etc., etc. Those things come up and then they stall you. They make you move weird or a little funny, or they make you not move at all. Some people, because of those things, they never ever attempt to move because their thoughts and then the emotions that arrives with those thoughts has them so, has their full attention and in such a chokehold that they never even make the attempt to go for their desire. But with what I've been telling you in the last few videos regarding choosing to recognize that you are not those thinkings, you are not those emotions, but you are the actual awareness that is aware of you being aware of those things. If you can understand that, then you'll know that you can move towards what it is that you want despite having those feelings and despite having those thoughts. Because through repetition, you guys, you would have chosen the recognition of who you are for real so much that it will create a necessary separation between you and that thinking and those feelings that keep you from doing or going towards it, that when you do move, because you know how to identify as your true nature, the movement will be based on your true nature as well. Calm, certain, sure, knowing. Because that's who you're choosing more than you are choosing to be aware, or more than you are choosing to identify with your awareness that you are fearful, concerned, that you have doubts, that what if it doesn't work, and all the other things that come up in between, all the aches and the knots and the nervousness that comes up in your body as you think these things, as you sit in that stew of shit that does not serve you. I want you to be aware that you are aware of those things from now on. Because the more that you are aware of those things, the more you are choosing who you actually are. And the more you will move based on who you actually are as well. It is automatic. Okay? Excuse me. Krishna is saying, take action, but let go of the struggle. Move towards what you want, but release the need to fix yourself first. This shift is liberation because now you're no longer trying to get somewhere. You already are the awareness behind everything, and awareness has no obstacles. This is why I want you to identify more with who you are for real. There is no limits for that version of you. That version of you is you. That is the essence of your being. I want you to reside in the security of your being more, because your being is not feeling those. It's not being frantic or, being doubtful because of these emotions. And that's you. That's your consciousness and your ego and your mind and these things based on your imagined perspectives and past experiences, which the past is not now anyway, because you're all of that is imagination. Past is not happening now, but you relate certain movements, or you won't do something because the last time you tried to do it, it didn't work. So you're imagining the last time in your now, which means that's where your consciousness is right now. Therefore, that's all you can continue to create. But what I am telling you to do instead, when you notice that you are doing those things, notice that you are aware that you've noticed it, and sit there. Stay there. Keep choosing that instead. And even though you see that, say, so I can still get what I want. I don't care that you're there. I don't care that you're present, because I am not you. I am the awareness that is aware that you are even present. Take a step back from it. Detach from it. Let go of it. It is not who you are. You are above it. Rise above this illusion, because your freedom is here. This is what we're talking about here. Again, this shift is liberation, because now you're no longer trying to get somewhere. You already are the awareness behind everything, and awareness has no obstacles. Number 2, meta-awareness. Like one of my favorite words right now. Meta-awareness. The observer is always in control. Let's take a common example. Attracting love. If someone desires love, but constantly thinks, what if I never find it? Or what if I'm not good enough? They usually try to fight these thoughts. But what happens when they stop fighting? Instead of resisting, step back into meta-awareness, which is simply being aware that you are aware. The state of simply being aware of being aware. They see the thoughts. They notice the doubt, but they do not identify with it. You cannot identify with something that you are being aware that you are aware of. You're too far from it. So it's not you. And every time you choose that, you're going to recognize it more and more that that's not you. And this is why I want you to, through repetition, do this. Because you're not going to understand what I mean. And you're not going to feel the liberation. And you're not going to know the real and true essence of effortless manifestation until you really get into the focusing and the conscious know-how of identifying with who you are for real. This is your nature. This is who you are for real. The awareness that is aware of it. That solid, always there essence. That's who you are for real. That's God. Excuse me. But they do not identify with it. In Bhagavad Gita 13:2, Krishna says, the body is called the field, and one who knows the body is called the knower of the field. The moment you realize you are the knower, not the thoughts, you transcend them. This means you don't have to silence every fear. You don't have to get rid of every doubt. You just have to see it for what it is. Something arising in your awareness, but not you. From this space, you can still have what you want. And since awareness creates reality, the moment you reside in that knowing, the world shifts effortlessly in your favor. Number 3, walking toward what you want, knowing it's done. Once you accept resistance instead of fighting it, what's left? Movement. There's no resistance there. Thinking in this way that I'm trying to explain to you all and express to you all right now clears the board, because we're playing above the game now. So with all the pieces and all the things in the way, that it's not in the way anymore. It's not there. Because the resistance all along is what was keeping you from the movement. Because all of creation is finished. If you went that way while choosing what I'm telling you to do right now, it's inevitable. Do you understand that? If you went in the direction that you want to go in right now, and if you chose to identify with who you are for real, by being aware that you are aware of whatever comes up, every doubt, every fear, every concern, all while still moving in the direction that you want, I can assure you that it is inevitable. Because you will be showing yourself through the action as well, because you're so confident that I'm this for real. I'm the awareness for real. I don't care about the worries. I don't care about the fears. I don't care about the doubts. I'm choosing to be aware that I am aware of all of those things, which is a direct reflection to my awareness, to God, to the universe, that I am being who I am, just as I am. I am, I am. I am semicolon, I am. Same difference. You are letting it be known. And this is the direction that I'm going. So what that I'm afraid? I can still have what I want. So what that I have doubt? I can still have what I want. So what? So what? So what? So what? So what that I'm affirming 50 million times? So what that I think maybe I'm doing this wrong? So what? So what? So what? I want you to see it like that. Let's get rid of this. So what? Now you can move toward what you want with ease, because nothing is pulling you in different directions. This is what reality transurfing teaches. This is another book that I was discussing with ChatGPT. Well, again, I've never read that book either. These are just titles that I've heard in the community for a very long time, for years now. And I just was interested, playing around with ChatGPT, having a good time, and per usual, and just wanted to know how my thinking relates to these scripts, these popular books. The fastest way to manifest is not to force something, but to go toward it knowing it's already done. How do we know this, you guys? Because all of creation is finished. And awareness is all of creation. Awareness is the all, the alpha and the omega. So if I'm identifying with awareness by being aware that I'm aware, then it's done, and I can go that way confidently. I'm no longer afraid anymore. I'm no longer scared. I'm no longer anxious or feeling any type of way. I know that if I go this way and keep choosing the way that I'm choosing, then it's going to go. It's going to work. That's it. It's as simple as that. If obstacles come up, so what? I can still have it. If emotions arise, so what? They don't define me. I'm not the emotion. I'm the awareness of the emotion. I'm the awareness that is aware of the emotion. I'm the awareness that's aware that I'm aware of the emotion. I'm the awareness that is aware that I'm aware that I'm aware. Do you get what I'm saying? It's endless. It's infinite. However far back you want to go. But I'm telling you, just being aware that you are aware is enough. But you want to play with it, go as deep as you can go. How aware can you truly be in this moment? And how much of it can you identify with in every moment? Can you really just stay there? Can you imagine what would come to you if you just stayed there? I want to practice. I want to do a just being aware that I'm aware challenge. Nothing else. And just stay there for a whole day. And just see. See how you feel. It's freeing. It's so much better. It took me years to get to this sense of revelation mentally. And to be able to express it to y'all, to my soul siblings, is an honor. And I'm hoping that you hear me clearly because this too will set you free. Even if you don't know what I'm talking about, I promise you, if you made the attempt to do it consistently, your awareness will let you know. It's inevitable because, again, you are choosing who you are by nature. And nature is inevitable. The sun will rise every day. The trees will still grow. The birds will still chirp. You get what I'm saying? And you are that. You are no different than that. What lives in those things that I just listed lives in you as well. You are it. Krishna echoes this in Bhagavad Gita 2:15. The person, I love this, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation. I absolutely love this because I mentioned that to you in a prior video, the one just before this. And I said that I want you to be aware that you are aware of even your positive thinking, and not to rob yourself from the way that those good feeling positive thoughts feel them. No, feel them, enjoy them. If they feel good, of course, enjoy them. But even in the midst of that, I still want you to be aware that you are aware that it feels good, and be aware that you are aware that the thought is positive. Why? Because I still want you to know that although those things feel good, and yes, they're better to you probably than a negative thought or a negative emotion. The purpose of me wanting you to be aware that you are aware of them, however, is so that you understand that you are still the awareness behind them, not the actual emotion or the thought itself. True mastery isn't about fixing yourself. It's about knowing that nothing needs to be fixed for you to still get what you want. From this space, you want a dream job, walk toward it, knowing it's done. You want financial freedom, take inspired action, but with certainty instead of desperation. So we're not clinging on to positive thinking and clinging on to forcing ourselves to feel good for the sake of trying to make something happen. No. Because in a sense, that's a little bit of desperation. It's fake. You get what I'm saying? We're not doing that anymore. What we're going to do is, again, choose to recognize who we are in all of it and identify with that more so that we can move with that more. The more you identify with who you are by nature, the more effortless reality will flow for you by nature. It is law. Law of assumption is set through intent and focus, as well as law of attraction because of repetitive attention. Momentum will build, and that momentum will render you so many different things. I don't even know half of the surprises that you all could possibly receive from just choosing this over and over again. Things that might have once felt impossible to you before, through repetition of this, will no longer feel that way, because you're going to understand that those things that once told you, but see, the last time I tried to do this, such and such, it doesn't matter anymore. You're going to say, so what? I can still get what I want, because I'm aware that I am aware of having this thought. Therefore, I am not this thought. I am not this fear. I am not this doubt. That is so liberating. That is what I want you all. That is the gift that I'm hoping I'm giving to you all in this video today. You want love? Stop searching and be the awareness that already has it. This is the ultimate power move, because instead of reacting to life, you create from knowing. You're creating from knowing because you're choosing awareness. You're choosing to identify with the awareness that you actually are. Over and over, every time you put your attention on the fact that you are aware of being aware, you are choosing it over and over again. Therefore, when you do move from that space, you are creating from knowing. Not from I think, not from I hope, but from pure knowing. And you'll know because you're going to feel good moving towards whatever it is you want. You're not going to be afraid. You're going to be certain, because that calmness you keep choosing, that steady, always certain energy that's always there, aware of all of the emotions, all of the doubts, whether it's labeled good or bad by you, who cares? You can still get what you want. That thing you keep choosing just before all of it, that is knowing. That space is easy. That space is calm. That space is certain. And it took me a whole lot of calm to get to this understanding. It took me a lot of choosing calm and conviction to get to this understanding. And it is a level of bold, but it's not scary the more you choose it, because you learn to become comfortable in the security of your being. And that's why I love that mantra. I effortlessly and comfortably reside in the security of my being. And I just effortlessly or subtly reach for that thought every time I can feel that I have successfully been aware that I am aware of whatever has come up, whether it is a thought, an emotion, whatever. So every time I choose it, I reward myself. It's almost like a slight little reward to myself, to my psyche, to my knowing that I did it. Therefore, I effortlessly and comfortably reside in the security of my being. And I just keep playing with that. And I keep knowing that. And I keep feeling that. And I keep familiarizing myself with that. And the more that I do, the better I feel, the lighter I feel, the more joy I feel, the more bliss I feel, the more certain I feel, the more calm I feel, the more confident I feel, the more sure I feel, the more eager I am to move forward towards whatever it is that I want to do. My dreams are more clear as far as what I want to do. How I want to do it is not scary anymore. What actions and steps I want to take is no longer scary anymore. I can do whatever right now. And it feels good. Because I just keep choosing it and I'm relentless. One thing about me, I'm a Taurus. I'm very stubborn. When I understand something, you only got to show it to me once. I will keep doing it. Until I see something. Show me. And I say that to my awareness all the time. Show me something. I'm here with you. Show me something. Talk to your awareness. This is who you're talking to you. Communicate with you. Know it for certain that there is something there, intelligent, residing with you, always present, always still in the background, making everything function with you effortlessly, without a doubt, without a second thought. It just does it on its own. Communicate with that. It has your shit. Everything that you want is that. Everything that you want is that first. Everything that you want is that energy first. Reside in that. Know within that, because it is knowing. It's pure awareness. Play with that. Number 4, true neutrality, the ultimate manifestation mindset. There's a big difference between not caring and true neutrality. This is what I was mentioning earlier before starting. It's not a not caring thing, and this is perfect. I need you to understand this. Not caring equals apathy, avoidance, suppressing emotions. I know we say ignore the reality and everything like that, but sometimes you guys literally ignore it, and that's just a resistance in itself as well. True neutrality, however, is knowing all possibilities exist, so there's no need to fight reality. You don't have to avoid checking the bills. You don't have to avoid, certain things as far as, being fearful of them. So I'm just going to ignore them altogether and not listen. You can see these things and still get what you want. This is what I want you to rise above. I want you to let go of that and understand that even in the midst of whatever, you can still get what you want. This is why God is all inclusive, because creation itself is all inclusive. Think about it. If everything exists, that means all is complete, all is finished. Everything has to exist if everything is complete and finished. If all possibilities exist and all of creation, meaning all of it, anything that you can fathom in your mind, even if it's not in our physical reality as of yet, there is a solution, there is a way, there is a possibility, whether you know it in your mind or not. We've already discussed this. Whether you knew it in your mind or not, that cars would exist. If we were all still riding horses, whether you knew it or not, that there would be something else other than just horses, it still doesn't change the fact that cars would exist, because they already did prior to us even hitching up horses. So it was already complete. It was just bound to happen eventually. Somebody was going to reach in and connect where they needed to be to get the idea of the car regardless. It was bound to happen. And just like your desires, because they are already finished, if you walk in that direction while choosing what I'm telling you to choose, which is to simply be aware that you are aware of whatever comes up, good, bad, indifferent, who cares? Include it all. Don't be afraid of it anymore. Include all of it and say, so I can still get what I want. And be aware that you are aware that you just said, so that I can get whatever I want. Be aware that you are aware that you just chose to say, so I can still get whatever I want. Be aware of that. Let that be a little reward to yourself that you did it right, and go on about your day. And do it for the next thing that comes up. And the next. Play with it. See how many times you can do it throughout the day. That's all. How many times can you be aware to choose to be aware that you are aware? Have fun with it. Because the more you choose it, the more, again, you identify it through repetition. The momentum of it will build. And there is a result that has to come from that. It is law. This is why, again, God is all inclusive. Because creation itself is all inclusive. It contains everything, and therefore it is at peace. When you embody this, you stop labeling experiences as good or bad. This is true neutrality. I've been talking to you all about neutrality, but in a different way from the very beginning of my channel. But this is ultimate neutrality. You realize you can still have your desire even if doubts arise. You become like Krishna, steady, certain, and effortlessly powerful. Final thoughts. You already are the awareness that has it all. To play above the game means to stop fighting the game at all. You already are the awareness behind everything. The only thing left is to accept whatever arises. Include it. Don't fight it anymore. Move toward what you want with knowing. How do we do this? Simply be aware that you are aware of all the thinking and all the emotions that come up as you move towards that direction. That's it. Let go of resistance, not by force, but by simply allowing it to exist. Because when you truly get that nothing can stop you, you finally realize nothing ever was. And that's when manifestation becomes effortless. This is the ultimate freedom, you guys. Give yourself the gift of true freedom. Be inclusive to all of these things, knowing that you are so much bigger than all of it. You are so much mightier, so much more calmer, so much more steady, so much more certain, so much more confident than you really give yourself credit for. And I want you to identify with that more so that you can feel this certainty for yourself. Because the more that you feel it, the more you will be it. And the more that you will be it, the more that things will come to you naturally and effortlessly. You will be moved. You'll be compelled to do things that you once just thought was scary, but they're no longer scary because you know that you're not that fear itself. So why not move and go there anyway? You can do this. You're already doing it. Again, I am so happy that I was able to express this to you. This is the verbiage that I have been reaching for. And I'm really appreciative for my awareness in this very moment. I am aware that I am aware of this appreciation right now because it feels really, really good to comprehend this. Not only comprehend it, but to be able to articulate it to you also. This has made all the better for me as far as my life decision to go towards a dream of mine that I want to really do. And I don't want to talk too much about it. Y'all know me. Sometimes I just like to keep certain things to myself. When I have something to show for it, then I'll put you in on it. But for now, this is my baby. I'm nurturing it, and I'm just going to go in that direction. And I feel good about it. I feel certain. I feel sure. I feel calm. And even when anything else comes, I don't care. Something else comes up against that, I don't care. I simply choose to be aware that I am aware of it. And I say, so I can still have what I want. And I keep doing what I'm doing. That release of resistance is everything. That freedom that comes from the release of that resistance is everything. Because I'm not being pulled every which way. Oh, I felt this. I got to affirm 50 million times, or I got to get back positive, or I got to ground myself, or I got to stop it. Get out of there. All of that is logic box thinking. Logic box, logic box, logic box. Crack this baby open, like for real, and get up out of that box, because it's all a bunch of illusions in there. You are the space outside of this box that is limitless. Infinite amounts of space, and you're cramming yourself in a box of illusions that just keeps you in that box when you can be so much more free than that. There's so much more wiggle room here, so much more stretching to be done and had here. So get over here and let's play with this. Choose it more and more. And I want you to come in the comments and just let me know what your experience has been with it. Please play with this. Be lighthearted about it. And that's the thing I notice as well. The more I choose it, the more I feel like a kid. This is what we already knew before. But life made us forget. But thanks to life, it also allowed us to remember again. Because a lot of people come to this information when life is pretty much beat them the fuck up. And I noticed that. And maybe not for everybody, but for the most of us, it's because life has really beat you the hell up. And you just was like, no, this can't be it. And I'm telling you, you were absolutely right to think that way, because that's not it. There's so much more. And you're worthy of all of it. Claim it. Have it. Choose it and move towards it. Be relentless. Do it boldly, confidently, in that space, from that space of who you actually are. Be aware that you are aware of everything that comes up as you are going in the direction of your desire. And know that that has no control over you, because you are choosing to be aware that you are aware of it. And you are saying, I don't give a fuck about your presence. Not in a mean way, not to be, with all due respect. I don't give a fuck, and that don't even matter. Who cares? I don't care about your presence here. I am aware that I am aware of you, and I'm still going to go for it anyway, because you do not hinder me. I am not you. I am the awareness of you. I am the awareness before you. And in that certainty, in that confidence, in that energy, in that essence, in that God state, I am going to keep moving towards it anyway, despite you. Therefore, it is inevitable, because I am working from that knowing. Oh, God. I hope you heard that. I'm done. That's it. I can't say no more than that. That's all I got. I hope that was clear. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to put this one up. I love y'all, for real. This was really good. Thank you.